Good evening.
How may I help you?
Where can I take you? There used to be a lot of brothels here. I guess the trouble scared all the women away. Or maybe they're safe in Jaren's palace. Death is not afraid of the living, but the living abhor death.
You may not pass. What you need? We've all fared well under Jaren's leadership. The town has remained safe throughout this whole mess. And yet the lad still seems very upset about something. If you're going to fight that thing, use some common sense. Be knowledgeable about what harms the undead. Poison, for instance, will have little effect.
Yes, citizen. Atma seems to be a fine woman. But I'm sure the loss of her family has made her lonely. Perhaps I should go over and console her when I get off duty tonight. We've been meaning to send an organized group down there to kill that thing, but it would be dangerous. We just can't afford the chance of losing any men with all the trouble that's going on in the desert.
Good evening. There are some ancient enchanted fountains in the desert that can heal your wounds, if you drink enough from them. Huh? Peppermint? Oh, Radamant. Oh, yes, yes. Oh, a foul creature. Some of my exploding potions should do quite nicely against him. They usually work well against the undead.
Meshif is an honest man as far as I can tell. He has never pestered me about my past. Drognan told me something interesting earlier today. It might explain why Rodamant is so restless, and it might have something to do with why he is stealing human body parts.
Meshif is an interesting man. Part of him longs for the freedom of the open seas. Yet his heart, belongs in his homeland. The Herodric mummies were created to protect the tombs, but Rodiment is far from his burial chamber. Given the aberrations that have been witnessed lately, it comes as no surprise that even the ancient Guardian's spells have begun to unravel. Be wary of this as you venture farther into the desert. The Herodric mummies were created to protect the tombs, but Rodiment is far from his burial chamber. Given the aberrations that have been witnessed lately, it comes as no surprise that even the ancient Guardian's spells have begun to unravel. Be wary of this as you venture farther into the desert.
Ahoy, mate. My ship is the only way east from here. Still, Lord Jaren tells me that I may not leave until the current crisis is over. I noticed a rotting human arm floating in the harbor this morning. I suspected foul play, so I told Grays. He didn't seem too concerned since there haven't been any folk reported missing lately.
Good evening. I've heard of your friend Kane. He is the last of the Herodrim. You would do well to heed whatever advice he has to give you. I've just been reading something interesting about this sort of undead. Apparently, certain Herodric funereal priests altered the bodies of their dead mages with magical and surgical techniques, often replacing body parts with those of animals. This was thought to augment their powers and raise their status in the afterlife. I've just been reading something interesting about this sort of undead. Apparently, certain Herodric funereal priests altered the bodies of their dead mages with I've heard...
Tell me your troubles. Geglash may seem like a sot, but he's a brave man. All this trouble has driven him to drinking more than his usual. I am starting to have second thoughts about my request. I couldn't bear the thought of you losing your life on my behalf. Please, be careful.
Huh? Yeah, mischief's okay, I guess. But I'll be damned if I ever get on a ship. I don't even like to drink water. Aha! Back for a small shot of courage? Believe me, it doesn't help for long. Drinks, barkeep!
Not enough mana.
What a misguided monster.
Good day. Demons have spread throughout the desert wasteland and threaten to engulf our quiet port city. From what you tell me, it would seem that Rodamant was bent on the task of reviving his own mummified corpse with the flesh of the living. This is very unusual indeed. It takes an incredible magic power to alter the singular purpose of an undead mind. Perhaps there is a power at work here, which is beyond my ken.
Good day.
Hey! I've killed plenty of those demons out in the desert. It doesn't seem to slow them down any, though. They just keep coming back for more. Whoa, whoa. Radamant the Fallen, is it? I've fallen off many a bar stool. No one calls me Geglash the Fallen. They might go so far as to say, Geglash, you've fallen.
They say... They say that the taste of vengeance is bittersweet, but I find it to my liking. In addition to my undying gratitude, I have spoken on your behalf with the rest of the townspeople. The merchants have agreed to show their gratitude by offering their wares and services at lower rates. Oh, Jaren wants to see you too. You'll find him in front of the palace. They say that the taste...
Good day. The shrines in the desert are leftover artifacts from the Great Sin War that ravaged these lands almost 1,000 years ago. They still function, but most travelers believe them only to be remnants of the distant past. As you have helped Atma and all of us, so shall I help you.
Welcome to my shop. Oh, the sweetest desert flower. That's Atma. Even my strongest brew can't bring back her family, though.
Good day. The local guards were all relocated to the palace after the troubles began. No one really knows why. Actually, all of the town's brothel girls have been hiding out in the palace's cellar lately, so I assume that the guards have been assigned to protect them with their lives. You've killed Rodamant, eh? That's quite a nice piece of work. If you ever need a job as a mercenary, I'd be happy to sign you up.
Hello. That Lysander's a grumpy old cuss. You'd better not disturb him while he's working on his potions, or boom, you could get blasted to the moon. We ran into one of those old tomb guardians when I ran with my bandits. I know they aren't easy foes to face, so you sure have my respect. Have you told Atma yet?
good day. Warrive is a good friend. We've shared many tales, he and I. If we had it all to do over again, I believe we'd both be explorers of some renown. Good job, mate. At night out on my ship, I was often awakened by that fiend's awful moaning. I'll bet I rest easier now.
Yes? That old desert fox L6 is as crafty as they come. Years back, he made off with a small fortune of my caravan's wares. I certainly never expected to see him so... domesticated. Atma's been telling everyone what you've done for her.
Greetings.
You may not pass.
I have heard of your many deeds of skill and bravery. I feel I can trust you with something I have been hesitant to speak of. Drognin and I have concluded that the Dark Wanderer who passed through here recently was Diablo himself. Drognin believes that Diablo is searching the desert for the secret ale imprisoned. You must find Diablo in our city. Drognin is wise, and is sure to have some helpful advice for you as to how Talrash's tomb may be found. It may take you quite some time to find the tomb. May you be ready when you do. The woman Atma may have some useful gossip for you. She can always be found near her public house. For trade in magic and the like, see Drognin or Lysander. Drognin is the wisest man I know, without equal in magic and ancient lore. Poor Lysander is nearly deaf, but he's a reliable potion chemist. For travel back west, see Warrive, whom you already know. Our own Farah is a fine and honest armorer, and she can heal wounds as well. Elzix is the innkeeper, and may also have some items to trade. Grays, the mercenary captain I hired to secure the gates of Lut Gholein, keeps order in town as well. There are others here too. I'm sure you'll meet most of them. Just look around.
Ah, the lost Horodric scroll. What a fortunate turn of events. As the last living Horodrim, I alone have knowledge of its meaning. Now, to read the Horodric runes it bears. The Horodric mages, after binding Bale within Talrasha, magically sealed off his burial chamber from the mortal realm. Those same mages also crafted fearsome Horodric staves, and imbued them with the special power to open the chamber's hidden door. After nearly losing one to the thievery of a rogue sorcerer, they divided all the Horodric staves into two parts, wooden shaft and metal headpiece, hiding them separately to safeguard them. The Horodrim foresaw our current plight, and designed the hiding places to reveal themselves to worthy heroes like you. Collect both parts of a Horodric staff and unite them using a Horodric cube. Then you may enter Talrash's burial chamber. Elzix is quite a scoundrel, but I like him all the same. If you haven't already, tell Atma that Rodamant is dead. It may help to ease the weight of her mourning. Diablo nears his goal. We have little time to lose. Remember, my friend, that Andariel gave herself willingly to Diablo's cause. It would be prudent to assume that the other evils will attempt to aid their master as well.
Demons have spread throughout the desert wasteland and threaten to engulf our quiet port city. Demons have... From what you tell me, it would seem that Rodamant was bent on the task of reviving his own... Tal Rasha's tomb is hidden deep in the desert among 6 others. Tal Rasha's symbol marks the true tomb. If you want to know what that symbol is, you should be able to find it within the legendary Arcane Sanctuary.
Greetings. I've heard legends of the tomb of Tal Rasha, but I thought they were just old tales meant to scare young children.
Oh, I'd go with you to those tombs, but, I don't like all that living dead stuff.
I'm sorry, I can't help you much here. Now, if the tombs were across the ocean, then I'd be the guy to talk to.
Legend has it that Tal Rasha lies imprisoned within his tomb, forever struggling to keep the Lord of Destruction bound. His was a selfless act, although perhaps foolhardy.
When Tal Rasha chose to embody the spirit of Baal, he knew his doom was to wrestle eternally against the will of the greater evil. Look around you and ask yourself, has the battle been won or lost?
If you're going into the deep desert, why not hire a few of my men to watch your back?
Tal Rasha's tomb is hidden deep in the desert among 6 others.
That Lysander's a So, you're going to search for the 7 tombs, huh? Don't you know that they're just desert legends, passed between merchants and travelers? No one really believes that they exist.
Be very careful, my friend. I think I've seen enough recently not to doubt that these tombs exist. And if they do, they are most certainly guarded by terrible creatures.
Hello. It is well known that there are 7 great Horadric tombs hidden beneath the sands in the furthest reaches of the desert. One of them surely must be Tal Rasha's prison. You must explore each of the tombs to find Tal Rasha's exact location. Of course, Diablo is searching for the tomb as well. No one can guess as to what terrors he has unleashed in his search.